Energy Web Token. We have to talk about this because fundamentally, look, renewable energy and the change in energy markets is going to be one of the biggest transitions over the next 5 to 10 years. While governments are slow to initiate, to get things moving, when it does happen, companies are going to be required to make significant changes, and something like Energy Web Token could be a leader in that front. So we'll take a look at this and what this can hit in terms of the next bull cycle in a second. Before I get into that though, guys, if you are new to the channel, these are the first 26 coins that I did videos about on the channel, and in the videos I was showing everyone that I was buying up all of these coins because I expected them to just rocket up in price. And you can see what the prices of all these coins were when I recorded and released my videos, as well as the highs that these coins hit less than a year and a half on. It was about 16, 17 months on. And what the profit would have been if you'd have thrown $100 into each one. And if you had put 100 into every single one when I released the videos and then held them for like a year and a half, and then sold them, your profit from a $2,600 investment would have been over 123 grand, which is pretty good. Now, I sold all of these. The market crashed, and since the market crashed, I've been buying up new cryptos, and I share the cryptos that I'm buying on my website, which is copymycrypto.com. So anytime I find a coin that I think can do big gains, I jump onto my site. I tell my members about the coin. I tell my members about what kind of profits I think it can have, as well as what percentage of my money I'm putting in, and they can literally copy along. They've got my exact portfolio every day, so what they see is exactly how it's laid out, and they can just match it and copy it. And if they want to, that removes thousands of hours of work for the members. That's the point. It means that the members can literally save all the time, because they don't have to learn about new technologies. They don't have to read white papers, learn about charts, or any of that. They can spend all that free time doing the things that they love. Now, if that sounds good to you, just go to copymycrypto.com, have a look through the site. On the site, you'll see what I've said in the past and what ended up happening. You'll see what the members have earned since being there. You can verify it all, because it's all on the history of the channel. And if you like what you see, guys, you should join. So, Energy Web Token. Energy Web Token is the operational token behind the Energy Web Chain, which is a blockchain-based virtual machine which is designed to support and further application development for the energy sector. So it was launched in 2019. The Energy Web Foundation is the non-profit enterprise behind the project. EWT aims to bring diversity to the energy sector by allowing developers to create dApps. The virtual machine has the potential to benefit all actors from all areas of energetics, including grid operators, software developers, and vendors. The founders are the Rocky Mountain Institute and Grid Singularity, so it's a joint venture. The Rocky Mountain Institute is a leading name in research and development in the energy sector, and Grid Singularity brought blockchain expertise to the project. Now, look, what's key here is when you're looking at Energy Web Token, their whole premise is build digital solutions that help companies navigate the energy transition. And if you're unfamiliar with what the energy transition is, well, that's what's coming. So the coalition of world leaders is continuously calling for a tripling of renewable energy. So this was the European Commission president who's lobbying heads of states at G20 in India to join the coalition. Leaders from the EU, Africa, and the Caribbean have issued a united demand for the world to set targets that would transform the global energy system before a child born today is halfway through primary school. So they issued a joint statement in the wake of a dire UN report on the state of global climate efforts. And COP28 will offer the world a critical change to course correct on climate change, they said in the article. And yeah, basically, if governments are going to actually push on this, and it's a big if, because governments move slowly. They always have. It doesn't matter what government it is. Traditionally, pretty much every single government on the planet moves incredibly slowly. There are always many reviews of potential legislation. Then there are changes to potential legislation. Then there are reviews of those changes. Then there are changes once again. You know, nothing gets done at any sort of reasonable speed. And however you feel about climate change and that as a concept, this is something that is going to happen. The International Energy Agency, the International Renewable Energy Agency have both said that holding the global temperature increase to 1.5 degrees, a final frontier beyond which climate disasters will escalate, will be impossible unless the goals proposed by the leaders are met this decade. So that's what they're saying, right? So they're saying we've got 7 years to try and get stuff done. And if they do push forward with that, then there's a huge shift in how the energy markets are going to work. They are going to start looking at renewable energies because in theory they should do less damage, quote unquote. So, Energy Web Token is one that can really help with that. They're already working with EDF, E.ON, Vodafone. They're working with massive companies. And they share case studies of how their technology can aid in decarbonisation efforts and how their technology can aid in terms of shifting a company's efforts when transitioning into the newer markets. So Energy Web and Volkswagen deliver 24/7 renewable energy charging solutions for electric vehicles. So that's one of the things that they can do. They've also got the data exchange where AEMO's Project Edge, which is Energy Demand and Generation Exchange. So this is a distributed energy resource marketplace, so it enables aggregators to deliver different electricity services based on what you've got to hand. You've also got renewable EVs charging using Web3 tech as well, so your electric vehicles charging through Web3 tech. You've got the track and match renewable energy on a 24/7 basis, and frictionless electric vehicle charging using a supplier. Now, this is all well and good. By the way, I do think there is a sort of odd narrative here where it's like governments are going to start charging people tax for driving a normal car because they've not got like an electric vehicle. That is something coming down the road, and I think that's ridiculous because electric vehicles are insanely expensive, and it's like, well, what do you expect people to do? They can't just buy an electric car. So we're in a very weird impasse where I think governments are going to do their continued money grab that we always see, and I think that's going to put a lot of people in a lot of bad positions. But in terms of how the energy web sector is going to evolve, we are going to see companies that have to start tracing data more accurately. They're going to have to start offering more renewable options. Energy Web is well positioned to aid with that. The fact that they're a not-for-profit is probably a very good thing as well, because what it does is it means that they're probably not going to be charging insane costs for utilizing technology, whereas a obviously for-profit company would. So it means they're more likely to get very big names that partner with them, and we've seen that in stuff like Shell have partnered with them, and GP's partners, Filecoin. There's plenty of stuff here for who are partnering with them, and the question is obviously speed with which governments work. I'm really not impressed with governments ever, so I'm not expecting them, any government, to work with energy, work towards getting the renewable energy situation sorted in the next 4 or 5 years. I can't imagine we're going to see a huge shift from governments before the next bull cycle. But I do think Energy Web is more of a long-term play if you're looking at an investment. It's also higher risk because of the market cap and the size and everything else. I think this should be targeting around $30. I think its all-time high was about $22.80 in the last bull cycle. $22.22 in the last bull cycle. I think $30 is a solid target. It's only about 40% higher than its previous high. I think that's doesn't even hit a market cap of $1 billion. I think that's actually a reasonable target, particularly when you look at their partners like EDF and E.ON and Vodafone and all these huge companies. For me, Energy Web Token will get very interesting, not in the next bull cycle, but the one after that, because I think there we'll be looking at the bull cycle in 2029 probably, roughly. So we're more likely to have had movement from governments and movement from big companies by that point than we are in 2 years' time. And if Energy Web have partnered with even bigger companies, if they have offering solutions to the biggest energy companies in the world in 2029, then this could be an incredible play in that bull cycle. And this next one, I still think $30 is a fair target. But the one after that is going to be where you see a coin like Energy Web that actually is going to help the development of the world, in theory. That's when it could benefit hugely. But it's going to be very much a waiting game on governments combined with companies. If some companies start taking it upon themselves to make the changes, then Energy Web can, if it's Shell as an example set the standard and everyone started following them, then Energy Web could benefit. But I think this could be a $30 coin. And if huge dramatic changes were implemented in the next year, this could be a $100 coin. It really could. But it requires the external changes for them to get that huge sort of pump, in my eyes anyway. But let me know what you guys think about that in the comments down below. And guys, if you just want to simplify your crypto life, if you want to make the same profits I do but do no work whatsoever, go to copymycrypto.com. That is the site I run where I share with all the members every single thing I'm doing. Anytime I buy a coin, I let my members know what coin it is I'm buying, why I'm buying it, what kind of profits it can have, what percentage of my money I'm putting in, and they can copy along. It means there is no work for the members ever. All the thousands and thousands of hours of work required to be successful in this market are removed. All those hours can be saved and spent doing the things that my members love, whether that's sports, family, friends, whatever. And if that sounds good to you, like I say, go to copymycrypto.com, have a look at what the members have earned since being there, have a look at what I've said in the past and what ended up happening, verify it all, because it's all public record, and if you do like what you see, you should join, and I'll see you there. And that's it from me, guys. Have a good day. Take it easy.